So, yeah, myself, Umair Sayyed. I've been around in Frappe. I'm one of the co-founder, and really happy to see you guys once again. We are mostly talking over email and chat, so it's great to put face over name and emails. And my profile and my designation says VP Partnership, but actually, in reality, I am mostly searching for a new job within Frappe. Searching for new initiatives as to how I can take ecosystem to next level. So yeah, this is my idea and my I think enthusiasm as to how I can take the entire Frappe ecosystem to the next level. And how I do it is not by basically doing lots of research and documentation and jumping into a problem. I directly try and do stuff. And if you recollect where Frappeverse ended last year, it was lots of people and partners basically were taking stage, proposing we will take initiative and we'll do stuff if Frappe supports us. And then I proposed that, okay, if you take initiative, I'll travel and try and support your initiatives. So that's how it started. Right after the last year's Frappeverse, I think one partner proposed that they're exhibiting at GITEX and they needed our support. So GITEX is a IT event which happens in Dubai. It's pretty, I think, big event. So I decided to travel to Dubai for multiple reasons. For the reason to support the partners who are exhibiting at GITEX, and also for the personal reason to explore to explore that region itself. So GITEX was nice. I got to meet so many partners who are actually representing us, and also got chance to say hi to our fellow competitors, ask them some questions about open source and whatnot. So learn their ecosystem. And this time around, I think we are participating in GITEX, so we have completed the loop in some sense. But there was lots of learning at GITEX. The community which we imagine, probably here we are just 10%, of that community. Actually, the community is much, much, much bigger. We can't really anticipate how big the community already has grown. So there's lots of brand awareness, especially about ERP Next and Frappe, and we have not really leveraged it. And when I got to travel to UAE, I also got to meet partners. So one thing which I really understood about partner, I had met them multiple times in the past, but the kind of trust which we had built was not enough. There were still gaps in teaching, learning, doing business together, right? But this time when I met, basically I heard them. I knew their journey, what are their challenges, where are they coming from, and what are their expectations from Frappe. And this time, because of maybe personal meet and I don't know what really clicked, but they were much more aligned with us. And the moment I came back from UAE, what they proposed is basically Frappe local in Dubai. This what I'm trying to propose is basically these are the steps through which you develop an ecosystem. You have to first go into a territory and explore what's happening. And once you go there, you connect with the community, then they'll take initiative. And the second thing which happens is actually promotion. And so the UAE community, the partners came together and they proposed UAE local. So Frappe local happened in Dubai. It was a fine event. I think 100 plus people attended, and very, very heartening comment from the customer. Those who were using ERP Next for I think 3, 4, 5 years, served by the partners in UAE, but they always felt isolated, alone. So many customers said, okay, now we feel good that we know that there is a community around it, there is an ecosystem around it, and we are not using a system which is working in isolation. So and more likely these customers will go out and talk good about ERP Next in to other customers, and ecosystem will further grow. So and seeing that, one another partner got excited, that some other partners are doing this, what can I do? And he actually took me on air on radio. For good 30-40 minutes on Dubai radio, we were live talking about open source and ERP. Just imagine, I mean, who would talk about open source solutions on a radio, right? But it happened because we were there, partners were excited, aligned, and they took initiative. So this event happened. The second thing is basically after meeting partners, seeing the ecosystem, I realized that there is a capacity problem. There are partners who want to do business. There are partners there are customers who want to adapt ERP next, but ask, can we get trained ERP next and Frappe, people who are already trained on Frappe and ERP next. And so I realized that there is a gap in training. And in the Frappe local itself, I proposed, can we basically have other partners sponsor the venue? And people did respond to it. And every time I see partner, I would suggest you imagine yourself in this place, doing Frappe local, promoting these kind of initiatives, because these are people just like you who started their journey and now promoting our initiatives. So yeah, as I requested and proposed partner to basically take initiative on training partner, a partner did come up. Two other partners actually turned up, and they proposed, yeah, we'll arrange a venue for framework training. Other partner arrange a venue for ERPNX training, and these were the two first international batches we conducted as Frappe. Frappe School. Frappe School went international thanks to you guys, or one of you guys, the partners who took the initiative, right? So you have discovered the system, you have done some promotion, and you have also developed the skill set. Now what you have to do eventually, you have to basically get business, right? You have to get the money in, and unless that happened, none of this works, right? So what we did last year, every time we were visiting for Frappe local, for training events, alongside we also basically kept traveling with the partners to meet their prospects, and in the last 1 year, the number of prospects we have met, I think there is a good conversion rate which we have seen, because just partner going and just partner and OEM going, the Frappe team going makes huge difference, and that really show in the conversion numbers also. So it completes the cycle, right, from discovery to promotion to actually getting the business in. Likewise, I basically also made a visit to KSA. There was an exhibition called Leap, just like JITEX, huge event. No Frappe partners, but community partners were promoting there, and roaming around whole day. I finally discovered ERPNX being displayed on a screen, and kind of really calmed myself down that, okay, ERPNX is there in Saudi ecosystem. Next day, we did a very ad hoc meetup, and I think good number of people turned up. It took a while for me to realize what's going on in the KSA ecosystem. And after a while, after probably 2 to 3 days, due to I think language barrier, I discovered that it's actually Saudi government which has recognized ERP Next as a verified solution, and they're not just verified; they are actually subsidizing factories to implement ERP Next, right? So if there is a company who wants to implement ERP next, they can go to a partner. Partner would quote, and whatever the quotation is, they can basically go to a government and say, can you subsidize this implementation? And government can actually subsidize. So it's not only just the accreditation, but the subsidy is the level to which this is happening. And again, this is not us who did this. It was one of you guys, the community member who went ahead and got this thing done. So yeah, eventually what I would like to say, which I think said last year also, that customers, they just don't buy softwares. They basically want to buy an ecosystem, strong ecosystem, and they can also find people who can basically set up system for them, implement system for them, use system for them on day-to-day basis, right? So, and how do we build that ecosystem? So before we talk about that, I would love to briefly explain what makes ecosystem. You have to have product at the center. Everything is there, right? But product is at the center. And right in the first half, I think we have seen what Frappe is up to. Even I can get my head around, how the developers are churning out products at this pace. So Frappe is basically there building core products, core technology, I would say. That's right at the center. And to take that product to the ecosystem, you have to have partners who do the last mile delivery, and everyone, all of us needs marketing so that we can get the business, and at the same time we have to basically train people. So and at the same time, I would also like to share the recipe as to how you can become a mini Frappe. Would you like to become a mini Frappe? Those who are here, partners, right? Who would like to become? Okay, one is right here. Cool. So yeah, this could also be a recipe as to how you can become a mini Frappe. Firstly, build products. That's very important. I understand that your the revenue model for the services business is around services, of course, but building products at the same time is very, very important. What kind of products now you can build? So there are multiple kind of product which you can build. For example, regional compliances is very, very important, right? Just imagine you go to a customer and you show them everything which is there in course, ERP next, multiple applications which were built. But if there is no tax compliance or regional compliance which is available required for your country, if it is not available, it won't give benefit. It won't give confidence to the customer to sign up. It will be a major gap which would be missing for that particular customer. So in your region, in your territory, it's very important that you ensure the regional compliances are available and you can actually productify it and put it on the marketplace. That's one area you can around which you can build product. You can build product around industry verticals a lot, rather than doing implementation left, right, center into multiple domains. You can pick one industry and build your expertise around that domain and go all out into that domain outbound, and get more customers, churn out more implementation in lesser time with more profitability eventually, right? And then what we are doing is basically we are helping partners build the regional localization. Till now we have already I think help or on marketplace we have published 10 regional localizations already. But given the amount of traction we have and the number of countries through which we get traction, we are nowhere close in terms of regional compliances. We need partners to basically contribute a lot more in terms of regional compliances. So there's a long way to go. But there are companies whom I would like to call out: Alif, Earthians, Resilience, the Commit company, and many companies who are there on the marketplace, actually also building product along with the services business. So this is not something completely unheard of. You can also try and replicate, build products along the way. Once you have built the product, partners is very important. I think everything which we do, be it a good implementation, it eventually impacts the Frappe branding. If there is a bad implementation, bad word out in the ecosystem, it eventually hurts Frappe branding and eventually hurts all of us. So we want to ensure not just one partner, but as a partner also we should ensure that we have a very healthy ecosystem and we have very skilled partner. So in that interest, Frappe took an initiative and we did a sales workshop, because we realized that lots of partners we have is actually coming from the developer ecosystem. They have dev persona. So we realized that need and we did a sales workshop for the partner. But this need to be scaled. We are trying to assist partner, set up good processes, get expert on the product side. To be able to scale it up, we have to basically have a strategy as a community to ensure all the partners in the ecosystem follow best practices, have product expertise, and have good processes also. And eventually comes marketing. So I think I think you all of you guys must be knowing we do and support lots of partners who basically take initiative to do Frappe local. A lot more can be done, I'm sure. So there are lots of opportunities. I mean, when we say marketing opportunity, you can say a branding, a simple branding exercise can be done. Just like Udu does, Udu hoarding everywhere with no message, right? But there are some opportunities which is very kind of temporary, I would say, and it has some context. For example, every time there is a change in the regional compliance, right? Many companies, for example, Zoe is a good example. When when GST was being implemented in India, they did extensive campaigning around India compliance compatibility with Zoho. Such compliances keep coming in multiple countries at multiple times, and that's a good opportunity for us to position ourselves and implement and promote ourselves as ready solution for fulfilling that compliance requirement. At the same time, then you have SAP user who are really pissed off with the ECC 6, because they forces them to migrate to HANA on a cloud, which actually takes away their agency, and they are looking for solution. But we have to be out there, saying that okay, we are all an open source alternative of SAP if you are looking for. At the same time, QuickBooks top support, all of us know, and all of us, I think, somewhere sense that there's an opportunity for us to go out and position ourselves as an open source alternative to QuickBooks. But I think as a community, we didn't leverage that opportunity pretty much. So these are some of the opportunities we can actually leverage on. And then we have trainings. So I think again we had a partner meetup and we realized that there's a huge gap in terms of capacity. We need to basically build capacities on multiple levels on helping partners get resources easily. So of course Frappe school trainings are there, but we want to enable partners to actually conduct their own batches in multiple things. There is lots of again inbound traction, and credit to the community once again, basically to evangelizing. There's an institute called ICMI, Institute of an Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and ICMI is actually affiliated. It's a Government of India organization. They approved ERP Next to basically to be added to the syllabus, and around 70,000 students will be getting trained on ERP Next. So that's, yeah, and credit to you guys. I mean, one of you guys went and did it. We don't even know, who did it, right? But it's actually the power of community. So same way, in an very organic way, to help people upskill. For the there are colleges who actually approach us sometime to ensure their students are employable. Because at times there are curriculum who basically doesn't make students ready to get employed, right? So even education institute want to train their students on tools which helps their students more employable. In that context, I think there's lots of opportunity for us to go evangelize and train students on our platform. So the way it is happening right now, you see, many partners have taken initiative, but at some or the other point of time, there was a Frappe push. Okay, let's go, let's do Frappe local, let's do training. Can we do training? Can you arrange a venue? And when we are out there pushing a bit, of course, partners take initiative, or you guys take initiative, which is great. But what we need to do is basically, or need to understand, is Frappe can't do everything. 15 plus products is basically what we are seeing right now. I don't know, maybe next year we'll have 20, right? So you can see the great developers, I think Frappe developers, they're churning out products so quickly, amazing quality and whatnot. So Frappe, that's the strength of Frappe. Frappe will be focused on product. Hosting is basically humongous. Will have to be focused there. Upscaling partners and doing certifications is on our plate. But what if you want to become a mini Frappe? What you can do is basically you have to worry about your business, completely comprehend. That will be your first priority. Everyone monthly cycles have to be met. Along with that, if you can build products, that will be great. Localization is a huge and especially compliances is a huge gap. We'll have to basically fill that as a community. Do organically the marketing initiatives which you can take, and we have to build training ecosystem. So these eventually will translate into more business for you, right? Bigger the ecosystem we have, the more business it will create for you eventually, right? But all these ideas are great, right? Again, in the partner meetup, we were talking about ideas all the time, but who would execute? Is there a framework through which we can actually create a system which can help partners to take initiative and execute it also? So for that, in the past we had tried ERP Next Foundation. ERP Next Foundation, just to give some context, it was actually initiated by Frappe to give some power to the community, because it's Frappe it doesn't own product, it's community product, it's all out there in GitHub. So we wanted to basically have some power in the hands of community, and Frappe Foundation was that structure. It didn't work because there was no much initiatives, and it was mostly Frappe driven only. So it was then later on converted into FOSS United, which is still running and doing great work to evangelize open source solution. We tried partner council. I think it started very recently. It's been only 3-4 months. The partner council meetings are going, but I sense the engagement was not there. There was very low engagement, and I probably thought there's no skin in the game. I mean, it's probably, is it something which Frappe is trying to push, or how can we make partners more engaged? Engage more in taking more initiatives. So I was thinking about something like bringing back foundation once again, but I think it was Rishabh who kind of suggested me that we shouldn't do it. If it is something for the foundation, on the community system, we should let community take initiative. Because in a democratic system, you have multiple power centers. You have legislative, executive, judiciary. And each one has a separate power, and it complements with each other, but they have some unique powers also. So we should go towards decentralization. We should actually let community drive itself rather than Frappe trying to push anything to the community. And at the same time, very organically, I also basically saw Mina from Egypt, from Extension Solution, taking initiative and promoting Frappe Alliance. It's a system for community by community. I won't basically talk more about it. It's actually a tool to I think empower the community and give some structure, give some framework to the community to organize itself on a regional basis and take ecosystem to the next level. So since it's a proposal from the community, I'll let Meena talk about it rather than me saying anything. So over to Meena.
Thank you, guys. So basically, thanks are due to Umair to giving me the time to present it. Also, thanks to Noor, my team member. She worked with me on the project, and she got the enthusiasm to go on the open mic yesterday. So, to introduce the alliance quickly, it only makes sense to showcase the story behind it and go through briefly. So basically, 2 years into the business, we were doing Frappe everything, development, implementation project, and we were asking ourselves, are we doing it right? We are facing some challenges. We don't know how to. Are we doing? Yeah, what is the problem? Is it us or the market or what the business? So then we did a crazy idea. We always start off thinking of the first principles. So we decided, okay, why not to check other partners? Are they having the same problem? And it happens that they actually have the very exact same challenges. They are all have talent problems. The talent pool is not enough up to the demand. The product branding and the marketing needs a lot of effort to be done. And actually, we discovered that a lot of duplicated effort being done in the local community in Egypt as well as in the Middle East region. Like the same compliance app being developed by four different partners, while we only need one application that becomes mainstream. And actually, from the business side as well, we discovered that it's actually a wild west. It's a market, so a lot of competition and pricing issues, and so it only made sense to talk more. Eventually, this actually became into a group therapy where partners come together. We say the challenges that keep happening and how we will start collecting and solving them. So then we went back to the team, and I was going around the office and saying, okay, we need to fix this. We need to fix this. We need to do this initiative. We need to do this initiative. We need to do training. We need to do collaboration and stuff. And they were almost calling me crazy. And I was reading about the positive sum game in game theory that where actually you don't have to win. You don't have, no one should lose. We can all win. So we decided to call something a brand called Frappe Alliance. Actually got the Frappe Alliance.vip. We talked to the partners in Egypt. We found them, they are very much interested in helping out and doing the same initiatives. So basically we are doing a quick run for it, a dry run for how partners can co-brand events and work together. So for now, the 3 active members we have: Accenture, Lavalon, and Smart Solution. Big shout to them. They actually believed in the idea of collaboration. We actually done some actual work that you can see how the collaboration can be done. Accenture and Smart Solution did develop like a vertical specific application for contracting businesses. Accenture and Lavalon are doing training programs, planning to do training programs in collaboration to increase the talent pool. Thanks to engineer Khaled, he is very active in this domain, and he wants to increase the pool of quality resources and Arabic speaking resources. So this actually happens organically. And what we found out actually over the years, I talked to Mitesh at Aquatech. He actually described the same market problems. I talked to Mushai, the same market problems, that it was like crazy. Okay, so if all partners are facing the same problems, we should have the same solution, or at least a platform for that solution. So we devised something called co-branding, which is like just the name of the initiative. You can see examples of how we are doing it, which is where each partner can become part of the alliance based on only three basic value propositions that they have to show. First, they have to show commitment to open source, either by one application or more. They have to show or active contribution to the core product. They have to show commitment to building the community in terms of resources and training. And they have to show that they subscribe to the concept of healthy competition as well. This will be different for each chapter, I know. Each market is different, and a lot of details will need to be figured out, but we will publish everything and keep you all up to date. So what is the benefit of actually doing this alliance, and what is the benefit of each member to join? Basically, we are just labeling what is actually organically happening. I know that most partners already are collaborating on some kind of a per project collaboration or a freelance or anything, any different model. So basically, we are labeling it and making it like structural on how to make it easier for other partners to start collaborating together. How to do this? It's actually simple. You can just start an initiative co-branded with the alliance, either by yourself or another partner. There is no up limit, of course, and you can increase the awareness more of how this goes. So what we will actually be investing our time in the future, we will be publishing and building out these collaboration templates. Let's say, for example, how two partners can collaborate technically on one application, and they have the bragging rights of that effort in the community, as well how to organize a local setup, which is actually we are working on the three partners, and actually we have reached out to the other rest in Egypt. So we are planning a local quick meetup in 20 of November in Egypt, as well as we will be expanding for the Frappeverse event in Frappe local event in February. This is one thing. And actually, from the feedback that we were talking around from yesterday with other partners, we discovered that entry-level partners are very keen to just like open communication channel with more senior partners, and actually more senior partners are open to help the new partners. So I think that we are calling for a suggestion called partner sponsorship, where senior partners can have this model of collaboration where they can probably manage and deliver the projects in collaboration with much more with newer partners, and this is how the ecosystem and the business start growing as well. We are also looking for local chapters where it's early. I know we are trying to figure it out and write it down, but I actually talked to Corsent, Aquatech, and they are all mostly very well onboarded on the idea. So in order to build out the alliance and see how it grows. So we don't know, we don't have all the answers, but we know that any partner who is into playing the positive sum game will find the alliance makes sense to their business as well as to the community at the end. So basically, all you have to do at this stage is go to frappealliance.vip. Yeah, it's like a tricky domain. And do the registration, and we will be starting to do some one-to-one calls and see how we can expand the initiatives further. And we will be also publishing how the collaboration models can start on. So that's it, and I thank you guys for your time.